There we go. We're a little light this morning. People must have really enjoyed their Valentine's Day. I was sitting here this morning like, ooh. But either way, I'm really glad that you made it here this morning. One announcement. Lisa will actually be teaching an inversions workshop coming up here in March. So whether or not you've ever gotten upside down in headstands, handstands, all that sort of stuff, this is really a skill building class. So yeah, you'll have the opportunity to get upside down. But the thing is, when people picture a 2-hour workshop, they're like, well, I can't hold a handstand for 2 hours, which is valid. You can't. I can't. I don't think anybody can. But really what you'll be doing most of the time is the skill building exercises necessary to one day get upside down. So whether or not you're like, yes, I'm going to do it that day, or you're like, yes, I'm going to do it in a month or a year from now, this is definitely the workshop to do in order to learn what's necessary to get upside down. That's it. Child's pose. Nice and easy. Knees out wide, fingertips all the way up to the top of the mat. When you get here, take a long breath in, followed by a full breath out. Letting your inhales pause at the top and then flow through to your exhales with a pause at the bottom. If I missed you with the assisting card, by the way, in the lobby, there's now one by the upper right-hand corner of your mat. You're welcome to flip it back and forth. Let's take 2 more breaths here, just cycling. Inhale to exhale. And then at the end of that second breath, we'll inhale and come up to downward facing dog. So whenever you get there, using your time, moving with your breath. On your next breath in, kick your right foot all the way up to the ceiling. Bend your top knee and open your hip. Go for the side body stretch, the one where you can really feel from your right fingertip all the way up into your knee, the whole stretch. On your next breath out, we'll stick this foot back on the floor and inhale the left foot up into the air. Bend the top knee, open it to the side. Go for all the space and all the stretch. That's it. One more time. In. And on your exhale, foot comes down to the mat. Walk your feet up to your hands. Halfway lift, inhale. Ragdoll, exhale. Actively press your feet down into the mat. We work with this one particular alignment, which is we cue by saying, draw your inner ankles back and then hug your outer shins in. That's it. It's actually a rotation that happens up at your hips. So from here, plug your heels down into your mat. Now hug in with your legs, everything coming into center line so that you can hug in through your belly and roll all the way up to standing. Yes, just like that. Take extended mountain when you get there. And bring your hands down to heart center. All right. Set your intention for class. Can be your I am statement, I am creative, I am open, whatever it happens to be. Choose one word and set it for yourself. All right, we're going to ohm that into place. 1 ohm here. Take a breath in. Inhale, extended mountain. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift, breath in. Chaturanga, exhale, taking your time. Upward facing dog, inhale. Downward facing dog, exhale. 2 breaths here. Draw it in and let it go. Just like that, breath in, breath out. feet to hands. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Extended mountain, pressing through your heels. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog, inhale. Downward facing dog. 2 breaths here. In. Press your sits bones up and back. Exhale. Once more, in and out. Feet to hands. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Extended mountain. Spread your fingertips. Hands to heart center and fold. Halfway lift. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Roll your shoulders back. Down dog. 2 breaths here. Press your pointer finger down into the mat. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. Feet to hands. Halfway lift. Fold. Extended mountain, up and back. Fold. Halfway lift. Chaturanga. Up dog, inhale. Downward facing dog. 2 breaths here. We're going to move into our sun bees after this. So one more time. Inhale. Let it go. Feet to hands. Halfway lift. Fold. Chair pose. Breathe in. Fold. Halfway lift. Chaturanga. Flowing with your breath. Upward facing dog. Into downward facing dog. Take right side, warrior 1. Inhale as you reach up. Exhale, hands right back down to the mat. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Left side, warrior 1. In and up. Out and down. Up dog. Downward facing dog. Work on making your practice simple. Like all of the extra things that you do in here, see if you can keep it with just the poses and the breath. One more time. We're going to breathe in. Let it go. Feet to hands. Halfway lift. Fold. Chair. Eyes to one point. Fold. Halfway lift. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Right side, warrior 1. Spread your fingertips as you reach. Hands right back down to the mat, pressing through your pointer finger. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Left side, warrior 1. Lift all of your toes up. Chaturanga, hands to the mat. Up dog. Down dog. Let's take a sigh here. So breath in and sigh it out. Ooh, yeah, I like that. Inhale. Sigh on the exhale. We're taking a bonus breath. So one more. Let it go. Feet to hands. Halfway lift. Fold. Chair pose. Fold. Halfway lift. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Down dog. Right side, warrior 1. Living into that intention here. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Left side, warrior 1. Inhale. Heads to the mat. Exhale. Up dog. Down dog. Yes. All right. Let's go right leg into the air. So we're going to kick the center of your heel up towards the ceiling. Then bend your top knee, open up your hip. You get to choose whether you stay here or flip dog. Now, Lisa explained this one time to me, and it changed the way I do my flip dog, honestly, every single time. Think about pressing your right knee to the back of your mat. Now, in the opposite direction, you're going to reach that right hand up and forwards, creating a point-to-point stretch all across your body. Yes, you have this, Courtney. Last breath, and flip it over. High plank, side plank. All right, this is another good one. Let's bring your right knee into your chest. That's it. So the bottom leg is going to come up and into your chest. Now take your top hand and you're going to press it down against this knee. I know, it's like a whole little extra. Oh yeah, you got this, Alberto. Press down through this knee. Good stuff. Until you can feel the side of your core working. 2 more breaths. You have this. It's the last one. Stay for the inhale. Both hands, chaturanga. I know, up dog, down dog. I took her class yesterday and I don't know what happened, but I am impossibly sore today. Let's stick your left leg up in the air. I like to gaslight myself into thinking that one day I'm not going to be sore from yoga. Bend your top knee, open up your hip. You get to choose to stay or flip dog. Now, I just want you to check out what's possible for you in this pose. Whether it's lifting this left hand out to the side, just taking the pose 1 inch larger, however that might be. Maybe it's just pressing your heels into the mat and lifting your hips 1 more inch. Good job. Last breath. Flip it over. High plank. Side plank. Now we did it on one side, so we do have to even it out. Bring your left knee up into your chest. You don't want one side sore and not the other. That's it. Let's press through this top knee. You have it for 3, 2, 1. Chaturanga. It's the best chaturanga of the whole practice. Up dog, down dog. You're like, oh, I don't like push-ups until you're getting out of that. Let's take right side crescent lunge. I think it's better when you just get to flow straight into the next pose. You know you're in the work of your practice already. Bring your fingertips up to the ceiling. So this section, here, pick this back ankle up off the floor. Oh, sorry, heel. That's the word I was looking for. Yeah, you got it. Now you're going to stack your heel right on top of your toes. Do you mind if I give you a little assist here? All right, so press that heel up. Oh, yes. Now come lower into the front lunge. Yes. Okay. Eyes up between your fingertips. So the thing is, once you get this back leg really active, you can actually start reaching backwards through your hands. So not only up, but also back. Yes. Good job. Support it with your low belly. Last breath. Hands to heart center. Twist to the left. Let's go for open arms today. Something about it just makes this twist a little bit better. Maybe it's because it's a little bit deeper. Check it out. See if on each exhale, you can twist even deeper into this lunge. We're going to go 2 more breaths here. Each exhale, wring it all out. This is the last one. Stay for the inhale and the exhale. Breathe in, rise up, crescent lunge. Warrior 2. Caitlin, I really appreciate your face. She was like, okay, fine. I'll do it. I'll stay for the exhale. Don't you worry. Press your big toes down into the mat. I think this next pose is actually really about your back foot. So press your pinky down. Now come to extended side angle. I think it makes this all the difference, really. If you're pressing through that pinky toe, reach through the top hand until you can feel a stretch the whole way from your foot up into your fingertips. Yes, just like that. Get that full extent. All right, bring the bottom hand and reach it forwards. We're only going to do it for a breath. So that's it, like you're holding a beach ball. Inhale, hands down, chaturanga. Up dog. Down dog. Yes, breath in, sigh. Check it out. You've done a lot of work on one side of your body. So you should be able to feel a difference. One side is all warmed up, lots of energy, and the other side still needs that. And it might actually be uncomfortable to have this disparity. Are you ready? Left side crescent lunge. All right, we got to bring that same level of work to this side. So low into the lunge. Heel has to stack right on top of your back toes. So you can bring it up as high as you can go. Oh yeah, Courtney, you already got it. Now fingertips up and back. The lower you go in this lunge, the easier it is to stretch backwards. That's it. You have it. Check it out. It's the last breath. So go for it. Then bring your hands to heart center. Twist to the left. Open arms this time. Letting your palms reach wide. As you do this, the real thing that's happening is that you're softening between your shoulder blades in order to create this deep twist. Check it out. If you bring a little bit of softness there, can you find a little extra twist? It might just be 1 teeny tiny centimeter. On your next inhale, rise up, take crescent lunge. Warrior 2. I have a very love-hate relationship with this particular pose. I like it because I feel alive in it, but I also tell my instructor in my mind, by the way, every time, I hate you. This is it. This is the one pose where it's okay. You can hate me for this pose. I'll be all right with that. But get down here in the work. Like until you can feel the vibrancy of the thing where your leg might be shaking. You're like, I don't even know if I can reach my hands further than this. Take it one step further because it makes the next pose that much better. As large as you can go, extended side angle. Oh, yes. Now, this is actually a release pose. So see if you can find that little bit of release. I know that your front leg is still working, but reach the top hand. You're going for a side body stretch. Yeah. Now that you have your whole side body engaged, reach your bottom hand up. It's actually a little bit easier once you've got both side bodies reaching out. Last breath in, you have it. Hands down, chaturanga. Up dog. Through down dog. Take a breath in. Let it go. Feet to hands. Halfway lift. Fold. Chair. Right into the pose. Bring your hands to heart center. Open to the right. Or, sorry, twist to the right. I guess both works, actually. Here it is. 2 breaths. Hips lower than your heart. Oh, nice adjustments across the board. That's it. Last one. On your inhale, reach up. Try a chair pose. And then fold. Feet out wide. Tuck your index finger and your middle finger around your big toes and let your head hang down. You can take a sigh if you'd like this morning. Check in with your intention that you set at the beginning of your class. Are you living up and into that? Like, are you getting there? You might notice that there's a little something between you and that. You're like, oh, I'm tired this morning. I don't really feel that flexible or that creative. Whatever your intention was, you might notice that there's something blocking you from getting there. This is the moment where you get to decide not to let that thing be a block anymore. It's just a part of the pathway. Your next exhale, we're going to let it go. Chair pose. That's it. Sit low in the chair. This is the moment to set it up so that you can bring your hands to heart center, twist left. 2 breaths here. That's all you have to do. Sitting low with your hips, high with your heart. One more time. Let it go. Inhale, rise up, chair pose. Fold. Feet go wide on the mat, palms tuck under this time. Let your head drop down. All right, yogis. We're going to come all the way down onto our knees. So I'm going to ask you to check out that you don't have any water bottles particularly nearby or blocks. And that is because falling onto one of them, particularly falling on your kidneys on one of them, does not feel great. Here's what we're doing this morning. So I'm going to ask you to bring your forearms, or particularly your elbows, down onto the mat. We're going to cross our arms, and this is going to be where you want to keep your elbows. So no wider than this. All right. Okay, good. From here, you're going to interlace your fingers. So we're doing a basket headstand. That's what this is called. One thing you need to know is that you're looking for about an inch behind your hairline. That's the piece that's going to go on your mat. If you find that you want to roll out, you're having trouble keeping your balance, you might need to move that spot forwards a little bit more. So here's what happens. Bring your hairline down onto the mat, cradling the back of your head. From here, you're going to come to your plank legs and then slowly walk your feet in. Once you get there, you might be able to lift 1 foot off the ground and maybe 2 feet, keeping your knees tucked into your chest though. So are you ready? Set. You can try it out and go. That's it. Keeping your feet flexed, keeping your knees in by your chest. That's what's going to actually help you gain the stability that you need. Good job. Knees in. That's it. Good stuff. Here, hug your knees into your chest now. Yes, just like that. Hold there. Feet are going to stay super active. Pressing. Good job. Last breath. All right, feet down. Nice. Good job, everybody. Take a child's pose. So we're going to do child's pose, but this time let your arms go long beside you instead of out front of you. It's just going to let your shoulders relax. Nicely done. Are you ready? Second set. We're going to do it one more time just to check it out. So fingertips interlaced. You can actually interlace them the opposite direction this time. Sometimes it's easier one way than the other. I don't know why. Make sure that your elbows are just far enough apart that you can reach your biceps. Interlace your fingers, head down on the mat. Slowly walk it in. The thing that you need to understand about this pose is that you're actually using your forearms to take a lot of your weight off of your feet. That's it. Alberto, can I give you a little bit of help here? Yes? Okay, good stuff. So once you walk it in, we're going to start bringing one. Yep, knees into your chest. Good job. So here, come up a little bit. All right, now one knee into your chest and take a little hop with this left foot. Yeah. Oh, there you go. Nicely done. Good job. Feet are going to stay flexed. There it is. One more breath and come down. Nice. All right, guys. Child's pose. Good job. You guys are killing it this morning. What did you say? Oh, see, being upside down is a little bit easier than what people think. Take one more breath. I have a 73-year-old in our Harrisburg studio. She's the best upside downer I've ever met. This woman could be upside down in an earthquake, I swear. Let's say downward facing dog. She, by the way, is also part of the 365 club. You know, their century club. 100 classes a year. 365. Take one more breath. We're going to come feet to hands. Halfway lift. Fold. On your inhale, roll up to standing. Yeah, nice and slow. Good job. Right side eagle. Right arm under. Right leg over. The thing that I love about inversions, by the way, there's no better core exercise. You can do literally all of the crunches that you want. Inversions, always going to be better. Left side, left arm under, left leg over. In case you didn't know, I did inversion in Lisa's class yesterday. My core is so sore. Sit a little bit lower in this bottom knee. Yes, you're bringing the spice to the pose. Now on your inhale, step out. We'll try right arm under, right leg over. It's just drishti and breath, where you set your eyes and then breathing to maintain the pose. On your inhale, step out. Left arm under, left leg over. On Tuesdays, the noon class is 30 minutes long. And it is brief. I teach that class. Inhale, step out. But what I love about it, was that both sides? Yes, excellent. Right side standing leg raise. What I love about it is that you have to cut out all the fluff. There's no time to mess around in a transition. There's no time to think about the pose and get in your head. There's only enough time to do. Let's come to airplane all the way back. Sorry, Caitlin, I ruined your plans there. Now, if you want your core to work in airplane, drop your right hip. It's going to become level with the left. You're going to have to work. Bring your hands to the center. You're going to use those belly muscles to come to half moon, nice and slow. The slower you go on the rotation, number one, the easier it's going to be because you have more control. Yes. And you get there looking to stack one hip open on top of the other. Yeah, try it out for a breath there. Lifting it all the way up. Bring both feet down. I love to fall out of that one too. On your inhale, rise up to standing. By the way, that is a little bit of a lie. Left side standing leg raise. I love to fall out of all of equanimity. Just like not being sore after yoga, not falling in equanimity, also a falsehood. You're just not going to see that. Airplane, all the way back. Because if you never fall out of a pose, particularly here in equanimity, you're not really getting to the edge of the thing. Drop this left hip down, just a smidge. Yes. Now hands to heart center. And take half moon. Twisting open to the left. Your fingertips can also come down to a block once you get there. Yeah. Looking to stack this hip way open on top of the other one. Front foot flexes. Top foot flexes. Lift it 1 inch higher. All right, feet down. Forward fold. On your inhale, rise up to standing. Let's take dancer. So right hand back, soft part of your elbows out. Left hand up into the air. Dancer. Take 3 breaths. At the end of your 3rd breath, we're going to switch sides and do the opposite dancer. That's it. When you get there, switch. Arms windmill around. Open inside of your ankle and go. Let the practice be simple. Just breath in the pose. 2 more times. Last one. Feet down. Yes, just like that. You can shake it out. We're going to go straight to tree pose today. So right foot to your ankle, your shin, or all the way up at your thigh. Hands at heart center. If you're really looking for great posture, try your hands at heart center, but behind your back. What you're going to have to do is think about rolling your shoulders backwards, but not letting your belly drop out, hugging your front ribs in, and the front of your pelvis up towards your belly button. It's going to give you a little bit more stretch here. Switch sides. Left side dancer. Or tree pose is that what this is called. But you guys know where we're going. Last breath. Feet come down. Let's take extended mountain at the top of your mat. Inhale, fold. Halfway lift. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Inhale. Downward facing dog. Exhale. Right side triangle. Right foot all the way up. Yes. All right. Back foot is the anchor in this pose. Nice job. Right hand goes down. Left hand up in the air. Yeah. So this foot reaching forwards. Yes. And then right hand down to the block. Nice. Yeah, you can go further. So the interesting thing that's happening in this pose is that the muscles in your legs are actually doing two different things. So you want to plant this big toe down into the mat. That's going to cause your calf muscle. You can almost think about it like it's wrapping in and down towards your big toe. But the thing is, your hip is actually doing the opposite. It's wrapping from your knee up and out towards your hip. See if you can feel that in your body. Bring a little bit of softness to your knee and then stamp that big toe into the mat. See if you can feel the two actions happening there. On your next breath in, rise all the way to standing. And we'll take side facing, wide-legged, forward fold. Let's do a bind today. So hands interlaced or using a towel or a strap, fold all the way forwards. Bring softness to your knees. Good job, Courtney. I know I hate that here too. Not really, but it is something I have to think about. Breath. Breathe into your back ribs. You want to breathe into them like you're creating space between each of your ribs so that you can fold that much deeper. Last breath. Uninterlace your hands. We'll rise up to standing and take namaste front facing forward fold. Let's take a bind today. So either namaste hands behind your back or fingertips interlaced, fold all the way forwards. So what happens if you haven't done a bind recently in this pose, or you're wondering, why are we doing a bind here? It's actually adding weight to the top of your body, which is going to add more spice to your front leg. You can feel a difference in that stretch, right? Up the back side of your front leg, spicy, a little fiery, lots of sensation. Breathe. It's what's going to make all of the difference in this pose for you. Let's come to twisting triangle. Left hand down to the mat or to a block, and then twist open to the side. That's it. Think about keeping length in this side body. Stretching from one end to the other. One more time, breathe in. Hands down, chaturanga. Flow through up dog, into down dog, and left side triangle. Go for the long base in this pose. It actually does make a difference. So you want your front foot to be just far enough out that you're like, ooh, maybe it's going to slip forwards, but not quite there. Pull it 1 centimeter back from the space where it would slip. You really are looking for this long base. Now, the nice thing about this pose is that it's controlled by your core. So yes, the foundation is in your feet, but honestly, your low belly hugging up and in, that makes all of the difference in this pose. It's what changes the foundation and makes it possible to lift up and maybe even back with that top hand. Yeah, all of the space there. On your inhale, we'll rise up. Take side facing, wide-legged forward fold. Yeah, fold all the way down. Yogi's choice today. So you can do fingertips out in front of you, or do you guys want to do handstand prep here? We're going side to side. I'm seeing Yogi's choice. Okay, that's good. We've done a good bit of inversions already, so just take the stretch that you're looking for this morning here. Let's go for another full breath in. and out. Your next inhale, we'll rise up to stand and take namaste, front facing, forward fold. Bind options here. Fingertips interlaced somehow or another, and fold over the front leg. Soften your knees. I love to lock my knees out here too. It seems like it's going to make the pose easier, but really what you do when you soften your knees is change where the stretch is happening in your body. It might just be a little change, but it's also protecting your joints, protecting your tendons, all of that sort of stuff. Twisting triangle, right hand down, left hand out to the side. Oh, Courtney, other way. Unless you're revolving this pose. Yeah, that's it. See if you can press backwards through your left hip. So send this hip all the way back to the back end of your mat. Yep, opposite direction. So press it backwards. Yeah, there. See the stretch in the front leg? Okay. Last breath in. Hands down. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Oh, good. We all have blocks. That's excellent. Roll out into your high plank. And we're actually going to bring your block with you. So your block is going to come right between your shins or your calves, however you want to describe that. But the block is just acting as your center line reminder. So from here, you can stay with your knees on the ground or bring them up off of the mat. All I want you to do is hug into that block as hard as possible. That's it. Pressing in, and we're going to hold here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring your knees down. All right. I'm going to have you guys all turn the block once. So it's the medium length between your shins instead of the skinnier length. Yeah, there we go. It's just going to let your feet be a little bit wider. It changes a little bit how it feels in your core and also the alignment up to your shoulders and therefore your hands. All right, this time, instead of your toes tucked under like a traditional plank, we're going to take the tops of your feet down onto the mat for this one. Again, your knees can stay on the mat or lift up. Check out that you have your shoulders right on top of your hands, even a little bit further forwards than your wrists. That's it. Yes. Hug here. 10, 9. Keep breathing. 8, 7, 6. Extra hug for 5, 4, 3, 2. As hard as you can go. Down. Nice job. All the way onto the floor. We'll take locust pose. That's your center line. I know. It's really fun. Bring your hands out to the side. Let's lift up traditional locust pose. See if you can feel that center line here. I'm not going to ask you to particularly pay attention to turning it on, but I just want you to check out what it's doing naturally. Come down. You can tick-tock your knees from right to left. Set it up. Second set. Press down. Lift up. Inhale. Let's go round 2. This time, consciously put in that squeeze, the center line, all of that hugging in action to help you lift up. Last breath, come down. Tick-tock the knees. We're going to go for a shoulder stretch here because we did inversions. So bring your arms out to a T. This is one of my favorite stretches ever. Now we're going to bring your right hand right underneath of your right shoulder. From here, you press down with this hand and roll onto your shoulder. You might get right around here. Yes, you can let your head rest on the mat. If you're feeling like, oh, this is pretty good, you can lift your top foot up and actually plant it behind you. It's going to add more rotation in your shoulder and more stretch. Breathe here. Each exhale is this opportunity to let your muscles melt and relax. Once more. Roll it back out. Now we'll swap sides. So left arm goes long, or right arm goes long, left arm tucks, and then twist onto your side. Breathe into your top left ribs. One more breath. Roll it back to center. Let's take upward facing dog. So hands by your low ribs. Inhale all the way up. Stretch. Knees down. So we're going to take camel. And how we're going to build this camel, bring your blocks with you. So blocks are going to go the mid direction. So the halfway mark right between your knees. So the thing is, camel is back bend prep. Just like dancer is back bend prep, this is prepping your back bends. But what you need for your back bends is the support of the front side of your body. Hug into this block. Hug in so hard that you can feel your quads are active and your core is active. From here, you can bring your hands to where your back pockets would be and then lift the center of your chest up. You should have enough hug in that you can actually feel your low belly engaging. It does the lift and the support here so that your back has space to bend backwards. It's just a little bend. That's it. One more breath before you inhale, roll all the way up. See, how did that feel? You can sit back onto your ankles, either remove your block or keep it there. We do a reset, which is here. We're actually going to roll this one straight back into bridge pose. So no second set of camel today, all the way onto your spine. Don't let those blocks go too far. They're coming with us. So bring your block with you because it's going to go between your knees. Same spot. Press down, hips up. Bridge pose. Hug into the block. What you'll know, this is camel, just flipped a different direction. So shoulders are going to integrate underneath of you. You can even interlace your fingers and then press them down to your heels. That's it. Alberto, bring your heels in a little bit closer towards your bum. So actually this direction on the mat. Yeah. Now, hips down. You can remove your block and TikTok your knees from right to left if you'd like. Do we want to do wheel today? I'm going to take a vote. Okay. Yes. We're going to get one wheel in there. Yes. All right. So second set of bridge pose. We got to warm it up one more time. You can use the block if you want or no block if you want, but press down, lift up, round two, bridge pose. This is getting your back prepared for this next pose. So feet are going to be active. Heels tucking into the mat, shoulders opening, and bring your hips down. You get to choose stick with bridge or move up into wheel. Yogis, are you ready? Set, press down, lift up, inhale, bridge pose. 5, 4, 3. You have it. 2, 1. Tuck your chin, come all the way down. Supta Baddha Konasana, one hand on your heart, one hand on your belly. Oh. The soles of your feet to come together and your knees go wide. Let's take happy baby. Hands by the outer edges of your feet and rock right to left to right. Hug your knees into your chest and rock head to toe 3 times. So all the way forwards and all the way backwards. On this third rock, come to boat pose, and we're going to bring your block with you. I know we can't get rid of them today. So in between your shins this time, you can bring your hands behind you facing your heels. Take a breath in. Exhale, low boat. Inhale back up. Exhale, low boat. Just keep going back and forth at your own pace for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. Rock head to toe 3 times, all the way forwards, all the way backwards. We're going to take the last of stability, and this is probably all the stability you'll need. So you might notice that you now have a towel near you. This is good. Take your towel. We're coming actually to a plank. So yes, I think that you two can go to the back of your mats for this, and Courtney, you might have to have your feet off to one side because you don't have enough space with the wall. From here, you want your towel off the back end of your mat or off the side for you, Courtney. Why? This towel is going to have to do some sliding. So your hands will remain on the mat. Your feet and your towel will be off of the mat. Here's what we're doing. So you're going to start. Yes, I know. Some of you guys already know where we're going with this one. On your exhales, slide your feet out from downward facing dog into a high plank. Exhale, bring it back up. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, down dog. That's it. Using your handstand hands. Let's go back and forth. I'm going to count it out at your own pace. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. Knees to the mat. Let's take downward facing dog. And when you get there, right side half pigeon. I really think that's one of the only stability things that you need. If you need core, just do some little plank slides. You'll figure out where the core is real fast. I've never thought about this before, but I'm sure you could do that with a block and add the action of squeezing into the block with that. And that's like super core. Again, invert. Sorry, what, Courtney? Hardcore, definitely hardcore. Breathe, just like you did in any other pose where you're really getting vitality, like aliveness, awakeness in your whole body. You gotta breathe here too. It's funny, I recently started noticing when I hold my breath in life. It's taken me a very long time to actually develop enough consciousness and awareness to notice in a stressful situation that I'm holding my breath. And let me tell you, a little breath there, like one consistent breath, where your exhale is just as long as your inhale, and you're letting them flow one right into the next, can make all the difference. The difference between reacting or responding is that breath. Switch sides. You can come through down dog to get there, or just swap it out. Left side, half pigeon. Yes, the sides are definitely not sisters. They're likely cousins. Frequently, a cousin once removed. Let them be different. Consistency in your breath. It's breathing through a moment like this, a space of difficulty, right? You've got a lot of feedback and a lot of sensation coming from your hip feedback. And that can be a challenge to stay present, or better yet, to just stay in the pose. But breathe. This is actually training you for your life off of the mat. It's training you for the difficult situation where you need to respond instead of emotionally and impulsively react. Just steady breath. That's all there is to it. Bring your weight into your left hip and swing your right leg around. This is the most, by the way, we're going to go for a double pigeon. This is the most sisters or cousins and not sisters pose of them all for me. What you're looking for is either Lincoln log legs, where you're getting your shins stacked one right on top of the other. This, by the way, might need to be supported by blocks. So I've got this knee who is just hanging out here, unsupported. We're going to support it with the block. Yes, and you might need 2 blocks for this. The alternative pose is actually twisting it and changing it just a little bit so that it looks like this. Both are equally intense. Both will stretch the same things, just in slightly different ways. Whatever it is, once you've got your pose of choice going on, for those of you in the figure 4, so Caitlin, you're just going to shoulders back, and you can scooch in a little bit further. It's going to add a little bit more intensity. Yeah, and you can switch it like that. That's good. And then for Courtney, I'm actually going to have you take your assisting hands. So they look like Barbie C-shaped hands or Lego hands. Stick them in your hip creases. What I want you to focus on is pressing down and out on the muscle. It's going to give you a little bit more space, and you might even find that you've got some space to fold forwards. Keep the pressure. Now, Adolfo and Caitlin, flex your feet. Yep, there we go. That's it. And for me, when I'm practicing by myself at home, sometimes I like to spend a long time in these poses, figuring it out. By the long time, by the way, I mean 4 or 5 breaths. We're not looking at 30 minutes or something here. Switch sides. But really, when I'm doing a quick practice, 30 minutes or something, spending 1 breath in each pose, you'll discover that you only need 1 breath. Once you get here and you have it set up, it's just 1 deep inhale followed by a long exhale. You can really get the full extent of the thing in just 1 second. Last breath. All of it, anything you want right here. And uncross the legs. We're going to come to tabletop. So fingertips face your heels, press down, head drops back, tabletop. Quick breath in. And then bring your hips back down to the mat. We're going to go for waterfall or shoulder stand. So this, by the way, is an inversion if you didn't know. Anytime your hips get above your heart, you are upside down and therefore in an inversion. Shoulder stands can come to plow, so letting your toes fall down towards the mat. Plow, take death yogi, so knees bent by your ears. From here, slowly roll the whole way down onto the mat. And hug your knees into your chest. We're going to let your knees fall to the left side of your body, eyes over your right shoulder for supine twist. Hug your knees up, let them fall to the right this time. Eyes to the left. As you breathe, let your whole body settle. If you notice any points of stickiness or tension left in your body, just bring your attention there and breathe. What you'll notice is after a few breaths, that tension might dissipate. Hug your knees into your chest one more time. Take Shavasana with your legs and arms out long and your eyes closed. Breathe and let your body come to stillness. Slowly take a breath in and release. Bring movement back to your fingers and back to your toes. From here, hug your knees up into your chest and rock onto the right side of your body, placing your forehead on the mat. On your inhale, rise up to a seated position. Fingertips up into the air. And then hands down to heart center. Set your intention for the rest of your day. It's that little extra bit of magic. You just add it like you're going pose by pose to each action that you take, and suddenly you'll find that you are living up into your statement. I am creative, open, strong, loving, any of those things. We'll ohm it into place with one ohm. Take your breath in. Bring your thumb knuckles up to forehead center. Together we bow our heads and we say, Namaste. Thanks, guys. Enjoy your day. It was so much fun. Thanks for trying new things out, for getting upside down. You guys did an awesome job. That's it. definitely not easy. I just figured out how to do it. Because the thing is, what you don't think about when you're upside down in inversions, it works. If you've ever done the frog hops up to headstand or handstand, actually, part of what happens in those, and also what happens when you have your